what we're doing today? It's very fitting because it's about 95 degrees today. I'm installing the PRL Intercooler on my 2021 Civic Type R. This weekend, me and the boys are going down to Irwindale, California for the Elite Tuner Show, and I'm going to be doing the drag racing. These race ramps, I'll put a link in the description where I got these. These are amazing. Let's begin. We have 3 screws right here. 1, 2, and 3. Got a little bag here to keep myself organized. I want to thank you guys very much for all the nice comments I got with the first 2 Cobra videos. You will figure out what's going on with that next week, and it is going to be expensive, but hey, I have to get out of my comfort zone sometime, and that sometime is now. From what I've been able to do so far though, it's a really fun car. I'm going to slap some 410 gears in that. It's going to make the gearing a lot more aggressive and give it the equivalent of like 40 horsepower. But for the Type R, we have so many big things coming. It's just a matter of time. As far as the intercooler goes, right now I'm taking off all these little clips in the engine bay, and that will be able to release the bumper. Well, I just exploded that clip. Okay, I got the driver's side, this thing off. What you do is you go to the second little hole, literally just push down, and it's out. And for the second one, you're just going to push right down on that tab. There we go. After you take off all these little clips, there's going to be 2 Allen bolts you have to take out. This is the driver's side right here. I'm pretty sure this is the last thing we have to do to get the bumper off. This is a 10mm right here. Alright, so this flap right here, you just push it back and pull it down. And this is where you're going to unclip the fog light. Just like that. This is the passenger side, so I can show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna get right up in here. There's that one. There's one more screw here all the way in the bottom. I guess we have to take that off as well. What the hell am I still stuck on? Oh, the bumper is these clips. Well, gosh darn it, I took those off for nothing. Okay. Are we good to go? Yep, we're off. It's like a little fort. If I was a little kid, I'd definitely be hiding in there. We're almost halfway done. It's only been about, I don't know, 30 minutes. Alright, so from here on out, it's extremely straightforward. You see bolts holding in the intercooler, and you take them off. Oh, you can see they put a little Loctite in there from the factory. Interesting. So, does anyone understand what the hell this 10 is right there? Because it's not a 10mm, and this isn't the first time I've seen that. But it's the first time I'm asking about it. Like, what is that? What is that 1 and the 0 with the line through it? I'm asking you because I'm too lazy to Google it. This bad boy is a 12mm. I got my tires rotated this morning. I was gonna get an oil change too, but my oil life is 60%. And from what I was able to find, and also the technician that I go to, I was able to find that these cars come with like an oil additive from the factory. And it has like some sort of moly something chemical, and that helps it break in and takes care of all the little metal shavings and stuff like that. So apparently from the factory, you really should drive this car down to, I don't know, like 30%, something like that. Set this bracket aside. Oh crap, these little things too. Gosh darn it, Dustin Williams did the same thing when I was watching his install video. Wow, this is absolutely embarrassing. Oh my God, let's go weigh this. I'm gonna guess that this is, oh God, 8 pounds. Here is the new intercooler. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna say this is, oh my God, I don't know, 20 pounds? Here we go. Here's the stock. Come on. What? Won't even weigh it. Dude, it doesn't even read this low. Let's see if it'll weigh this. £20. Holy smokes. I make such a freaking mess, guys. My neighbors must hate me. And the other side in. Let's do this. Oh my God, guys. Season 7, episode 1 of The Walking Dead. I haven't been able to stop thinking about that. Vivian and I watched it last night. That is absolutely heartbreaking. I can't believe The Walking Dead stooped to that level. I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen that show, but oh my God, I haven't been able to get that out of my head. Like straight out of a horror movie. Intercooler's in. Before I start putting the bumper back on, I'm gonna make sure I get these on right here. Fish it up through the bottom. All right, we're good to take her down. I gotta definitely give it a wash before I go out and film and take a thumbnail out there. Oh, these ramps are so much better. Highly recommend them, guys. That way you don't have to jack up your car. I don't know about you, but I get kind of sketched out whenever I jack up my cars. Maybe I sound like a little, but I'm just being honest. Before you guys go anywhere, before you even get in your car, make sure that you change your clothes, wash your hands, wash your arms, because you're gonna be down on the ground getting dirty and you don't wanna get your seats dirty. So far I gave the car a wash, and here is my Hondata. That's my engine coolant right there, and that translates to 150 degrees. And then we're gonna be focusing on, wow. Yeah, we're gonna be focusing on IAT. That is gonna be the charge pipes. I do have the charge pipes sitting in my living room. And the reason I didn't put those on is because the stock charge pipes on this car are good for a decent amount of horsepower. I mean, at 350, it's definitely unnecessary. It's kind of overkill to, you know, add the charge pipes. But obviously once I get towards 400 wheel horsepower and above, I will add the charge pipes. It's just like a pain in the ass to put those in. To give you guys some perspective, it is 97 degrees out today. Let's go back to Hondata. Wow, still at 100 degrees. Guys, this is amazing. Wow, before my IATs at like 77 degrees out were higher than that. Here's a little interesting thing for you. My air conditioning is up all the way right now. Now listen to this. When you get up to a certain speed, it'll quiet down. You hear that? 45 miles an hour, it went down a notch. Very cool how Honda does that. They really put a lot of thought into these temp gens. So intercooler temp is 109, and my cold air intake temperature is 100. Well, it's not a cold air intake, it's just easier to say that. My engine coolant is 176, I think we're good for a pull. Let's see how it feels. I'll do a third gear pull first. Oh man. Yes, sir. Oh my, they just yeeted that red light sign. Okay. My tires are probably still wet, so I'm not gonna do a second gear pull. Here we go. Oh my God, this thing's a monster, guys. That was sport mode. Wow, it only went, so it went up from 109 to 114. That's it. Good job, PRL. Amazing. Oh, my engine coolant went up to 183. That's the highest I saw it. As far as the difference in feel, I wouldn't say it felt faster, but I would also say this is the highest outside temperature by far that I've ever floored this car. I don't think I've ever beat on this before anything over 85 degrees outside. So I'm sure on a nice 65 degree morning here in California, oh, This is gonna feel really good. It's been about 3 minutes since I stopped filming, and it's up to 120, but also it's almost 100 degrees outside. I don't think it would be a proper test video unless I did another third gear pull, so let's go into R mode this time. All right, we're at 116 and 186. Holy crap, it went down. It dropped down to like 113. Now it's at 122, just cruising here. My engine coolant went up to 192. I might have to get a radiator upgrade. Let me know if you guys would like to see like a Mishimoto radiator upgrade. My God, that exhaust gets loud at 3,500 RPM. Wow, I am thoroughly impressed with this intercooler. And also, I'm thoroughly impressed with the Phearable Stage 2 tune. Again, thank you, John Vega, for making that tune. I mean, it's incredible. I cannot wait to try this out. Versus, let's see, a C5 Z06. We gotta run one of those. We're gonna have to run a Coyote Mustang. Maybe we could even try a base model LS2 Z06. That might be a good one too, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, I don't know. A lot of Type R owners have told me that even on the tune, when you add a downpipe, it makes an enormous difference. So I have my MAPerformance downpipe sitting in my garage, but I don't want to try that until after I get back from the event. Ranger Ramirez called me a few nights ago, the guy who owns Elite Tuner. He said both times he did it on both of his Type Rs, he broke one of the downpipe bolts. Now that I've been driving in slow traffic for a few minutes, it did reach 132, and then right when I started driving, it goes down 123. But what I'm saying is, I'm sure with the stock intercooler, it would be a lot higher than that. Today's Wednesday, guys. I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. I need to put the street exhaust back on, which is easy. And then I think I might give this a polish and a really, really good wax, but I'm going to use the Griot's Garage hybrid ceramic wax. It's like a spray wax. I saw some videos on YouTube of like testing with a bunch of those ceramic waxes, and Griot's Garage, over like a 3-month period, it held up the best. I love it over here. It's so quiet. Look at that thing. Absolutely gorgeous. God, I thought I got this good enough. There's still a bunch of bugs on here. I'm gonna use some bug and tar remover tomorrow when I wash it to prepare for the show. Actually, I'm gonna have to wash it again once I get there either Friday night or actually, yeah, it's gonna be Friday night because Ranger wants me there very early Saturday morning. Whew, holy crap, I've been taking pictures for like 10 minutes. I'm getting lightheaded because I'm kind of dehydrated. Oh my God, I would love to be able to live up here someday. Up there, they're building a bunch of new homes, and Vivian and I drove through a few weeks ago, and oh my God, our hearts just sank because the homes are so beautiful. You can see the whole town from up there, but with the current, inflation and the housing market in general, it's not happening anytime soon. Especially when I have to drop, geez, I don't know, $2,500 to fix the Cobra. That's a good chunk of 1 month's worth of YouTube revenue. Speaking of that, oh my God, look at the sparkles here. I don't think the GoPro will pick it up. It's amazing. Speaking of that, anyway, I want to make a video about how much I make on YouTube with, 23,000 subscribers, whatever. And then I also want to make a tutorial on how to start an automotive YouTube channel in 2021. I have so many tips, I have so much advice that I've just learned along the way, and I would love to share that with you guys because a lot of the DMs I get are people asking questions of, hey, how can I start a YouTube channel? Should I do it? How hard is it? What do you have to do with this and that? So I'd like to make a tutorial for all of you to refer to. I mean, it'll probably be like a 20-25 minute video, but I mean, I'm gonna make a PowerPoint and use a bunch of supporting documents. I'll show you my analytics, well, as much as I can, because I think YouTube doesn't really want creators showing their analytics for some reason, but I will be as transparent as humanly possible with you guys. Oh, geez. It looks a lot better with the intercooler. It's a subtle difference. And the reason I didn't stencil anything on is because who's to say I might not spray paint a WTH in there for what the hill? Hey, I don't know. It's my car. It's not anyone else's car. Well, besides Honda. And you know, I don't have anything against the PRL or the Mishimoto or anything like that. But I don't know, I just want to make this thing unique. I want to make it mine so that when people see it, they know that it's mine. Oh, you know what I need to do tomorrow? Holy crap, I need to take off the dealer sticker. I have totally forgotten about that. I'll make a video called Addressing Your Concerns with My Type R. Because apparently, I don't give a crap or else I would have done it, right? This is why I have you guys though. You guys point stuff out to me that I just don't notice or I don't really care about. I'll take care of it, guys. Just like that, another successful install. If anyone has any advice, well, actually, I didn't have any of my towels that are all with Kenny, but the rear of the car always just gets like that after I wash it. Really got to get that coated, 100%. That's all I have. You're probably going to be seeing this on Thursday. I'm going to post another video on Friday, and then I'm going to try to get another video out Saturday. So, hang on these next few days. Make sure notification bell is on. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm installing the PRL intercooler